in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look in my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the blue bonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Gummy shoe prints, lead them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops always crack the whip.
Well, hello, my friends. How are y'all doing? Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is hump day. Woohoo! Halfway through the week. Thank you all for being here with me. I appreciate you so much. And let's see. Hello, Daisy Dukes. Hello, Sheila. TJ. Good to have y'all. Randa. Always good to have you. Saved by Grace. Hello, sweetheart. Lori. Let's see who else. Lisa King. How are you? Let's see who else. Anybody else? There's Bo. Hello, Bo. We love having you with us, Bo. Narita. Hi there. Good to have you. Miss Kathy, always good to have you as well. And I never say this enough, but hello to everyone in the bushes and everyone who watches replay as well. Y'all don't get enough credit, but you are always loved and appreciated. And let me start by saying this is for Lisa King. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome. Thanks for joining me today. We got some more stuff to talk about. We're going to end today with the mother, the stepfather, and the red flags in just a few of the stories that we've heard them tell. And as always, we're going to keep it very across the board. And tomorrow we will start with the father and listen to and see if there's differences and if there's any red flags there. Speaking of red flags, oh, thank you, Randa. I am doing much better. Got my antibiotics going, and I have a steroid pack that they gave me, but I'm not able to get it at this time. But the antibiotics are slowly making me feel better. So, still a little scratchy on the voice. But we had Carl come up and call in, talk to us. He brought up something he wanted me to listen to. And I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, but I have done it. And I'm going to play this for you guys. He said it was a red flag for him when it comes to the father. I started to wait till tomorrow when we talk about the dad, but I want him to know that I have listened to it and I have gone over it. And so we're going to start that right now because I'd like to address this. Thank you, Lori. Hey, Jen. Good to have you. And we're going to play this here in just a second. Before I do, I did realize something right before I came on. I set our goal, did our goal thing here today, and I did not change it. And it's just an automatic set. If you just hit save, everything's there for you, but it is at a high number. I apologize. I'm not being greedy. I did not go in and change it, but anything would be greatly appreciated as always. Make sure to hit that like. Make sure to subscribe and join our membership. Next week, we will be doing a members live. So here we go. Let's get this started. All these links are going to be in our description of this video. And we're going to start with Every Day with Jay. Carl told us this was played last week on, I believe it was Thursday, is when she played it. And in the title, it does say day 3 of the protest outside for the father. So I don't know if this was recorded on Wednesday or Thursday, but it is during the week where he is out front. Just to give a little context, this is a video she's playing that someone had put out from while they were there. To him, he said when Seth makes the comment that the last person with him should be put in jail, should be already in jail. It was very red flag to him. So pay attention when that part comes up and we'll discuss it. So here we go. Let's get this going. Okay, let's see. Here we go. I do have the closed caption set, so it will show. We're not playing the whole entire video. We are only going to play just this little section here. And let's see, here we go.
The missing person is usually a suspect, right? Usually the number one suspect. Thank you, Penny, for 5 cooterships.
Let me go back.
Welcome to Cooterville. Come on in and
so
remember.
you get the context of what she said here.
That they look out that window every time somebody rings that bell. They've gotten to the point that they're looking out the window to make sure it's not me. Because they won't let me in.
He says that every time they ring the bell to get into the building, he says they look outside to see if he's the one at the door. Okay. Seth, I'm sure they have cameras at the door. And they're probably looking out at you to see if your foolish butt is gone. God, you're just not that scary.
Out the window to
Hi, Ramblin' Red Rose.
make sure it's not me. Because they won't let me in. That's how you can tell he's scared and he's a coward.
He's scared and he's a coward.
Not armed. I mean, I got 2 of them.
I'm not armed. I got 2 of them. His arm. Look.
Yeah. Not armed. I mean, I got 2 of them.
You're so funny, Seth.
But, you know, I'm not carrying anything.
The people in the area are scared. I think a lot of people in the area are scared because of
What?
retaliation.
I honestly believe that is the truth because we've heard so much about people who were searching, people who have spoken out. Even the neighbors have been harassed. They have been scared. They have been threatened. It's something that I can actually believe. And I do believe it's just my opinion, but I do believe that the lack of people there is for fear of the repercussions. And that's just what I believe.
Retaliation of what? What are you talking about, lady? Who is this lady? If anybody knows who this lady is, let me know.
I mean, there's a lot of corruption.
What?
In my opinion.
If that's what you think, yeah. For Sebastian.
But, you know, put some sunglasses on and come out here if you're local. This is your community. If you're local, you should be here.
What?
It could be your child.
Ice cream.
It's an attorney.
Ice cream? What are they talking about? What is this?
It could be your child.
Ice cream.
It's an attorney.
It's an attorney?
Sorry, I'm not very good at this. I don't usually stream. I usually watch you guys stream. So I'm trying.
Oh, Lord.
It's fine.
You notice in her chat, Carl Ferguson says people are scared. That's why nobody's showing up. That is something we can definitely agree on.
I mean, you're doing more than the sheriff is.
Well, that's sad. That's really sad.
Wow. And he thinks that's funny. You're doing more than the sheriff is. Ha 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 ha.
I mean, you're doing more than the sheriff is.
Well, that's sad. That's really sad.
Wow, that's really funny, huh?
In no ways do I support the comments being made here. But this is her stream and her channel and her views and her opinions.
Yeah. Water rider, we sure have.
Than the sheriff is.
Well, that's sad. That's really sad.
Want to sing a song for Sebastian on the mic? Okay, you don't have to.
You see that look that she gave you? I think you should really just dump a bottle of water on her, see if she melts into a puddle.
I think you should dump a bottle of water on her and see if she melts into a puddle. Hey, Gyps.
Pray the same thing every day.
Honk for Sebastian.
But there is a child missing and he's not doing anything about it. And that's why we need people to come out here
Hi,
and support
Denise.
Seth for Sebastian so that they can hand it over to somebody more experienced.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Sebastian matters.
Thank you.
You know, because this
Peggy, I'm not sure who the woman is that's talking. She is out on the streets. They're on Seth's phone on another person's stream. And you'll hear him say something about it here in a minute.
could be your child one day that's missing. So you should be out here supporting your community.
Honk for Sebastian.
Honk for Sebastian.
There's a gal.
I like how Socks 2 in chat says he is grifting. Isn't grifting when you do things and you beg for money? Just a little confused on that comment.
Fulton Police right there. Blocking the intersection.
What's he doing?
I don't know. He's blocking an intersection. Jesus.
Maybe he's reading the flyer.
No,
Maybe he's
no.
new to the department and he's reading Sebastian's
do the
flyer.
driving.
Positive
I mean,
Polly. I love it.
Basic driving skills. Say, don't
Wow.
So if you notice, right here is an officer that's blocking the intersection for cars to come driving that way. I don't know. I just don't understand it all. It's a little too much crazy for me because I just don't think that way. Holly, thank you so much. I appreciate. Where'd you go? I hate when it jumps and I go to click on it. Thank you, Holly. You're always so sweet and kind. I appreciate you. Okay, let's keep listening, guys.
So now he's going to pick on the Gallatin cop.
block an intersection.
And
Okay, they're standing on the side of the road protesting for people to see. They want something done for Sebastian because nothing is getting done for Sebastian. And a cop is blocking the part of the only the part of the road where cars would come straight down in front of them. I'm sorry, that's a little sketchy. I mean, there's not a wreck happening there. His lights are not on. He didn't seem like it looks like he pulled anyone over, and he would have got off to the side of the road to do that, not in the middle of the intersection. So yeah, that's a little sketchy.
Insert sarcasm.
And guys, just to let you know, I'm playing this part to lead up to the part to where we're fixing to hear where Seth makes the comment about the person taking Sebastian, the last person with Sebastian. And this is the part that comes into question that Carl had asked us to listen to. But I wanted the whole context leading up so you can see a good part of where we're at and how things were going throughout this time for that conversation to develop. So here we go.
Not really positive, just sarcastic.
He's such an asshole.
As long as I'm big enough to fit, you can insert.
What?
I'm big.
Insert sarcasm. Not really positive, just sarcastic.
As long as I'm big enough to fit, you can insert. Hawk for Sebastian. I had dragonflies all day today, just flying around me above there.
Exactly. Hand it over to somebody who has more resources than they do, because apparently they don't have the time or the resources to look for Sebastian and solve his case. I mean, could you imagine 18 months of not knowing where your child is?
Craddock,
Oh my
can
God.
we turn this case over to the FBI, please? My son matters.
I'm making
Oh my goodness.
I don't get.
At what time is this a problem? At what time is this so horrible and disgusting to people? Guys, I don't understand it.
To sleep at night, not knowing where my son is. I know that you don't have a problem sleeping in your bed paid for by the corruptness that you exhibit, and you're a disgrace to the badge.
What? Corruption you exhibit? It doesn't even make sense. Did I catch what, beautiful sunflower? What'd I miss? What the heck did I miss? What was it?
Okay, if you notice here, Shell says, FBI is involved, stupid. They have a reward out. Well, let's make Shell quite unstupid here. FBI has a reward out, but they are not the lead investigating unity over Sebastian's case. Sumner County, who is doing absolutely zero, is the unity over the Sebastian's case. It's absolutely common sense. But he's being vulgar as usual. Make it make sense, folks. He's such a douchebag. He's gained so much weight. What time do we say these things about Chris and Katie? At what time do any of us say those things about Chris and Katie while we're listening to their interviews? At what time do we ever sound so disgustingly disrespectful? But yet we're the bad folks.
Play that again. Which part, sunflower?
But to the FBI.
exactly.
Oh,
I had dragonflies all day today, just flying around me above. I'm big enough to fit. You can insert. As long as I'm big enough to fit, you can insert.
you can insert what? I can't hear what he says.
Sarcastic.
As long as I'm big enough to fit, you can insert. Hawk for Sebastian. I had dragonflies all day today, just flying around me above there.
Yeah, I didn't really.
He said he had dragonflies flying around him. Dragonflies are a sign of a new beginning, changes. Yes, Texas Plain Jane. My son always told me before he passed, he said, Mama, I see you getting a dragonfly tattoo. And I was like, what? Why would I want to get a dragonfly tattoo? I mean, they're pretty and everything, but what? And he said, Mama, they're a sign of changes, of healing. They're a sign that things are going to get better. A brighter day is coming. And when the day finally comes that I have enough money to get that tattoo, it is going on my shoulder above his handwritten words. The first two lines of a song that he wrote that says, it will never be okay now that you've gone away. But that dragonfly will remind me that better days can happen. There you go, TJ. Yeah, but dragonflies are a sign of good luck.
Exactly. Hand it over to somebody who has more resources than they do, because apparently they don't have the time or the resources to look for Sebastian and solve his case. I mean, could you imagine 18 months of not knowing where your child is?
Braddock, can we turn this case over to the FBI, please? My son matters.
I'm making sure.
I don't get to sleep at night not knowing where my son is. I know that you don't have a problem sleeping in your bed paid for by the corruptness.
Love and hugs to you, Jen. I love you, my friend.
That you exhibit, and you're a disgrace to the badge. But my son matters. Why don't you turn the case over to the FBI?
Okay, it should be coming up pretty soon. Let me see here.
Yeah, I don't know who this lady is right here. That is not Michelle Lee. So I don't know. Yeah, he wants the FBI to take the whole case, whatever.
And crickets.
You know, no matter how you guys
Is
would
he
feel
drunk?
about Seth,
Okay, so
They're
now
asking if
Jennings is
Seth
talking
is
again.
drunk.
this is
Seth is crying out for help to find his son. And you see at the very top of the chat, not drunk, just dumb. Someone had asked, is he drunk? Not drunk, just dumb. How does this make any sense and help find Sebastian? It's insane.
isn't about Seth. This isn't about
15 now
Sebastian.
16-year-old child.
This is about a
that does not
16-year-old
deserve
child.
Any of this.
That's right.
If you can
Sebastian
be civil, even if
And if you notice here, Marlene says, what makes Seth think it's that simple? Turn the case over to FBI. Maybe if they had some evidence, but I don't think they do. How do they not have evidence? We show it all the time on here. We call it out for what it is. I mean, if you don't have any evidence 18 months in, that is too long to wait to turn it over so that someone else who knows what they're doing and are not connected to the family can come in and make something happen. Y'all, I can't with this too much more.
you are,
Beautiful, bright soul.
have to pick a side.
Sebastian is a beautiful, bright soul. He's so weird.
If you can
Sebastian.
be civil.
What's weird about Sebastian being a beautiful, bright soul? What is so weird about him saying that about his child? Folks, it's insanity what we're experiencing right now.
Even if you are,
beautiful, bright soul.
have to pick a side, and then Chris and Katie's side, if you can be
There's
civil, you
no
should be out
sides.
here. I know, but if you
It's
have to,
Sebastian
if
who
they
is
want to
missing.
pick
Whoa, this is kind of intense. She's talking about picking sides. He's like there's no sides. The FBI has been involved since the beginning, Ray.
Katie's side, if you can be civil,
There's
you
no
should be out
sides.
here. I know, but if you
It's
have to, if
Sebastian
they
who is
want to
missing.
pick a side, because unfortunately that's how social media has done things, you could still be.
Hey, shut him up though, didn't it? Hey, Crimeology. When he said that though, and he put his hand down, that fucking spooked him.
You can be civil,
There's
you
no
should be out
sides.
here. I know, but if you
It's
have to, if
Sebastian
they
When he did that,
Guys, this is about Sebastian. This is not about Seth and what people think about him. It's not about Katie and Chris and what we think about their personalities. It's where is Sebastian and what happened to him? How did that child disappear without any evidence at all? That's what it's about. It's about Sebastian.
and that car hit the bump, whatever that trailer, it fucking scared the shit out of him. Watch.
Chris and Katie's side, if you can be civil,
there's
you
no
should be out
sides.
here. I know, but if you
It's
have to, if
Sebastian
they
who is
want to
missing.
pick a side, because unfortunately that's how social media has.
He was like, what the fuck just happened? It shut him right the fuck up.
Have to pick a side, and then on Chris and Katie's side, if you can be
There's
civil, you
no
should be out
sides.
here. I know, but if you
It's
have to, if
Sebastian
they
who is
want to
missing.
pick a side, because unfortunately that's how social media has done things, you could still be out here. This isn't about Seth, it's about Sebastian.
That's
It's
right.
about getting
That really shut him up.
answers for Sebastian. So regardless of who you think,
He thought Samael had struck him. He did. He did.
is guilty, not guilty, wrong, not wrong, good parent, bad parent.
Katie
If
can
you
come out
care
here and
about
hold a sign
Sebastian,
too.
Yeah.
you should be
Please
out.
be nice than
Oh,
chat, y'all.
Katie
I know
can come
it's
out here
hard.
and hold a sign too. You think she wants to stand by you?
Oh, heaven forbid the mother of his child stand beside him. Oh my gosh. Why is that such a big deal to these people? Whatever happened between Katie and Seth, it happened. It's over. It's done. It's in the past. Their child, not Chris's, but their child is missing. And if she is not woman enough to stand up beside the man who helped her create her child, then she's a POS in my book, all day, every day.
Make it make sense.
I mean, we're right across from the sheriff's office. Nothing bad's gonna happen to him.
Right.
Oh, wow. So he acts like she's ridiculous, right? For being in fear. What an ass. Wow. How condescending and shitty. Her son's missing without.
Her son's missing. Her son's missing. What is she doing? Oh, she's taking pictures of her husband as he dress up like the father of her child and makes fun of all of this. That's what she is doing. There are some disgusting people in this world, and we're experiencing a whole lot of it right now, guys.
a trace.
You
Yeah.
should be out here.
I mean, we're right across from the sheriff's office. Nothing bad's gonna happen to him.
Right.
I'm waiting for 3737. We're only at 16.
She doesn't even have to do it when we're doing it. I mean, you know?
She doesn't want to do what you're doing, Jennings. You're weird.
Sebastian!
Hey, Jay just said it for herself, you know? I mean, Katie don't want to do what they're doing. End of story, right?
It's just about bringing awareness. You
So
would definitely want
bad.
to do this if it was your kid. No answers for 18 months. I am going to.
Let's just remember, though, she is the mother that pled the fifth. She wouldn't want to be out here on the corner here of this curve, standing by the man who helped her create that child that's missing, because she might incriminate herself and make herself look guilty. Let's not forget that part. Okay.
I am going to be talking
18
to
months. How long more are we going to wait before somebody does their job?
Honk. Shit.
Does he think that Katie's going to come out here and like try to talk some sense into him? Like, he wants to be near her so bad. I agree.
These people are gross. They're absolutely gross. It has nothing to do with wanting Katie's body. It's everything to do with their child. And the disgusting people in this world that can't see past that are the reason why we're having to have this conversation.
Chris, so bad. It's disgusting.
Louder than we expected. He's like, oh, you want to honk? You want me to honk? Here you go.
Oh my God, vibrator. I'm convinced Seth ate Tony.
I am going to be talking to Brian Doyle. He's got
Who?
His son went into the.
Okay, y'all, let's look at this, not right at Mr. Scooter McBooters, but let's look at the next comment. Please divert your eyes to the words that says Katie is not going to alienate herself from the people tasked with finding her son. I can't with these people. I just can't. I mean, guys, you can't make this shit up. It's ridiculous. Who's finding her son? Not her. Not the people sitting in the office across the street. Come on. Make it make sense, because this is absolute ridiculous nonsense. They're spewing crap out of their mouth onto the words they are putting in this chat. It's absolutely unreal. You can't make it up.
The South Carolina, what are they called? The Jetties. And he
Brian Doyle.
disappeared. And he said the same thing. Law of a missing kid or something is going on.
Went missing in the Jetties? Oh my God.
Yes, that's an actual case. And law enforcement hid and covered up things there too. Yep, it's exactly what happened. You can ask Katie and Chris's friend about that, because she covered it so hard that law enforcement told her to shut up about it, not to speak another word about it. She was making things worse.
Stop it. Stop.
On with your child. It's really difficult. People just don't really understand. Unless you're in that position, you really don't understand. We that aren't in that position, we can only sympathize and empathize. That's it. We can't really understand.
Honk for Sebastian.
Honk for Sebastian.
You guys can.
Thank you, Pretty Hate. Shocker, he's not surrounded by locals who support his theatrics. And thank you, Snazzy. Seth's verbal abuse and manipulation is showing.
Go look for him.
Seth, God.
Oh, here, Duchess, can you warn the Doyles, please? Oh, yeah, she can talk to the family. She just can't talk about that case.
Seth, God.
You guys can go look for him.
Seth, God.
What? Why is she whispering? Seth, God. going on? What the fuck's happening? I feel like Sam Mael has taken over this stream.
You guys could go look for him.
Seth, God.
Where is Sebastian Rogers? This is about Sebastian.
Did she say Seth cut? Seth cut.
This
Got it.
Oh my God.
is about Sebastian.
I apologize, folks, for the words and the things you're having to read. I'm sorry. Like I said, I wanted you to get the whole context of what we're fixing to hear and the whole setting, okay? I promise I won't do this to y'all much longer.
No, it's not. It's about Seth.
Sebastian. This is about Sebastian. Sad. Sad that we even have to be here.
Oh my God.
Sad that we even have to be here, guys.
I mean, this is a comment. I mean, Ellie can only do so much, Sean. You could go look for him too. Seriously. These people, I'm telling you, stupidity at its finest here,
You don't
folks.
have to be there. You're doing no good.
Can we see the banner again? Sure. Yeah. No problem. Hold on. Let me get back. She's going to want to screenshot it.
I want to know where that barcode.
I just want to remind Jason 215 when he put poor Sebastian had to deal with this insane punk of a man. He also had to deal with a mother and father who had 5 CPS cases in less than a year's time. One was open at the time of his disappearance. CPS doesn't get involved unless it's absolutely necessary. Oh yeah, and Seth didn't have any of those.
Goes to.
Well, the wind is blowing, so.
I want to know where that QR code directs you to. That's such a Nick move to put a QR code on a banner. Where does that take you to, I wonder?
Probably to his missing flyer. The FBI missing flyer. Come on, folks. It's not nefarious.
At night, maybe?
Code in the middle should take you to
Yeah, the code in the middle should take you to the FBI.
Oh, okay. It should take you to the FBI. Well, if I stand corrected, I hope it does. I hope it does take you to the FBI.
Code in the middle
It doesn't lead to his Cash App. It's not a scam. It's not money for Tony or Seth. I mean, get real, folks.
take you to
Yeah, the code in the middle should take you to the FBI as well. And of course, now when we try to do it, the wind is really blowing and it feels really good right now.
No. I'm just trying to get it to hold so they can get it.
Here. There we go. All right, guys.
Oh, yeah. At night, who this lady claims got facial recognition.
Other side, really.
And then look at the other side. This is what the moon was.
The other side.
I don't know who this chick is either. I've never seen her before.
And then look at the other side. This is what the moon was. With Sebastian.
Oh my God, that's weird. Oof.
What is so weird about that? What is so weird about the fact that this child disappeared on the night of a full moon? A full moon that lights up their very dark neighborhood. But, you know, to them, this is so bad. It's so weird. Ugh.
Flo says, hold on to your skirts. What the heck? Why does that look like the flashlight video? Seb was big mad over Jack and Lily. Thank you, Jetty. You mean Seth? Hold on. What is this all about? What's with the light?
Okay, we're skipping ahead just a little bit because this is ridiculous.
She said it's the moon.
They have quite the conversation discussing
This is what the moon was.
the moon.
With Sebastian.
Flashlight
Look at that.
implication. It's creepy. I mean, seriously, folks.
These people are so weird. Hey, Feisty.
The signs are amazing. Seth did a hell of a
It's a
job.
wackadoodle.
In this one too, of course.
Wackadoodle.
You know, this is the
Okay,
It's the FBI,
We're getting-
official FBI flyers.
yeah.
Right.
okay, we're getting really close to the part that we're going to be looking out for, listening for the most. Okay, so you've got this whole context leading up as to how things are being represented. But it's Seth's very own words we need to listen to, okay?
But these aren't her flyers or banners. These are Seth's banners. She had nothing to do with the banners.
Not the TBI, because they won't update it to actually decent pictures of my son. And don't show him as a top.
Sumner County has their flyer. That's the flyer they want us to pass out. Should we pass anything out on the adjacent school property, which is a mile away, during Pigfest? Their flyer has him at the age of 7, 8, 9, or 10, in that age bracket. This is the updated missing person flyer from the FBI that has his older pictures on it. Why would we pass out flyers of a young child? It makes no sense at all. But that's what Eric Craddock wants us to do. Even gave the link in the email that was sent so that you can get that flyer and use their flyer. The flyer of him with pictures of a very young Sebastian. Hello, everybody coming in. Thank you all for being here. We're reviewing the video that we were asked to look into when Carl came up. And we are just now getting to the part where Seth is going to make the comment about the person that was last with Sebastian should already be locked up. To him, this is a red flag. I want you to hear it for yourself.
But TBI won't update the pictures.
Well, at least you're getting something from the FBI. Thank
Yeah,
God.
they're the only ones that are doing anything. That's why I want the case to give the case.
Yes, this is Jennifer Jennings, Astrology for Mystics. She does mapping, and I think she was working with Crabtree at one point in time.
The FBI.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, look here, Jojo 63 and in the comments over here says it should be older pictures. Well, the oldest picture of him was taken the night he went missing, but his mother has yet to hand that picture over. No one has that picture that we know of. And just so the last comment is made very clear, Seth was not the one with toddler pictures. Seth has a ton of pictures of his son. And the pictures we just saw were the pictures Seth gave to TBI and the FBI to have those pictures added so they're more updated looking pictures. It was his mother and his stepfather that portrayed him as a young child and put out young looking pictures.
Lord. It is a good clear picture. Yeah.
Meg says, Seth, why the F didn't you give them pictures you had the day he went missing? What? How about we ask Katie that picture because there's proof Katie was with him that day. There's proof she took a picture of him that day. So Megs, back at you.
Yep. But you know, everybody that's talking about, I mean, Seth wasn't the last one to see his son. Seth was not there.
I did, William.
Okay, listen close because here comes the whole part of why we're listening to this.
I was the last one to see my son. I'd expect everybody to think that I did something.
Right.
But if I was the last one to saw my son, guess what? I wouldn't be out here because my son would still be here.
You know, I've always made this point that he seems to really hold on to the fact that the last one to see the missing person is usually a suspect, right? Usually the number one suspect. Thank you, Penny, for 5 cooterships.
Y'all welcome to Cooterville. Come on in and remember, close your legs.
He always says that.
Thank you for
He's
your
always
That was a nice little segue for Cooterville from the stepfather.
said that, and it's always bothered me. He knows that in a crime, the last person to see a missing person or a dead person is the number one suspect. And it's almost like he set up Katie to be that number one suspect. Fight me.
Can anybody help me make that any clearer? He set Katie up to be the last person to be with her child. He set her up. Can somebody help me? Because this is about as low as it gets. Let's just go back just a little bit, okay? Let's re-listen to this. And Seth hadn't even said his part yet.
A missing person or a dead person is the number one suspect. And it's almost like he set up Katie to be that number one suspect. Fight me.
Hey, Cooter
That's my theory.
Flippers.
One of my theories.
Help me. How in the world did Seth set Katie up to be the last person with him? Sebastian lived with his mother. Was that a setup? I mean, y'all, sorry, but we're listening to stupidity at its finest. Listen to what Seth has to say. Listen real close.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Moon Pie just wants attention, and she's not getting it from me. So enjoy your stream, Moon Pie.
Not there.
If I was the last one to see my son, I'd expect everybody to think that I did something.
Right.
But if I was the last one to saw my son, guess what? I wouldn't be out here because my son would still be here.
Yep.
That girl looked really uncomfortable too.
Would
Yeah, she looks like a sperm with hair. Like, ew. I'm not sure many people watch her, and the people that do, I don't give a fuck about.
still be here.
Yep. And that's that. Please read your comment, okay? I'm looking for it, old lady. I'm looking for it. I'm still looking for it. I don't see it. Hey, MMO. Hey, Leanne. Hey, honey. Oh, lady, I don't see it, hon.
Why isn't he hollering at that guy?
I'm sorry, but I'm not seeing your comment.
Okay. That's it, guys. If you are the mother that speaks out and says, he went to his bed and went to sleep. I heard a noise, didn't go check on him. I went on to bed myself. I woke up the next morning, he's gone. There's no evidence showing that child leaving his home at any point after she supposedly went to sleep. So, who would be the suspect? Folks, I'm not playing this so that we can attack this channel. I'm not playing this so that we can attack their chat, although there have been comments made. We have our right to our opinion. We have our right to hear the twisted words being said about a father of a missing child that's out begging for help from another agency to come in and take over for the one that is doing nothing, to hand it over to another agency that would take over, that can come in and do what needs to be done. The only hold on, guys, let me get something to drink real quick. Okay, hang on. I apologize. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I got choked up a little bit here, but all due respect to Carl and his opinion, I think this is where we see things differently. And Jay said it herself. She just turned everything around to make it a red flag on Seth that he set Katie up. Seth does go on, and you're welcome to go on that channel. Listen, that where he was born and raised, if you're the last person to be with a child, you are the number one suspect. If there's nothing else showing any other direction, you become that suspect. I will say this. I live in Texas. And about 35 minutes down the highway from where I live, there was a little girl called Audrey Cunningham who did not show up for school that day. When questioned, the man who was there, her father's friend, said he took her to school and dropped her off at school, although the school does not show him showing and arriving at the school that day. No sign, no evidence. A neighbor saw her in the car with him that morning. Folks, it wasn't very long into that day that that man was in the precinct being questioned, and he was not released. until they were satisfied and everything checked out first, because he was the last known person to be with that little girl. And where I'm from, we take that serious around here. Our law enforcement takes that serious. And it was by lunchtime, they were looking for that little girl in the river, not far from her home. The next day, that man was in cuffs and took them to the place where he had put her in the river. And it was Texas EquuSearch who found her down with the current, and her little body got caught up in a little whirlwind of water under a bridge. That man had done things to that little girl that she should have never, ever had happen to her body. Then he unalived her and threw her into the muddy river, disposed of her like garbage. It's absolutely disgusting. But because he was the last known person to be with that child, they kept him until everything that he said was checked out. He was not allowed to leave. Even though he asked for a lawyer, everything he said had to be checked out first. And there's no way that my ears are actually hearing or have just heard that Seth set Katie up. Yes, Sue, you are correct. No other agency can come in and take over the case without Sumner County signing off on it. They have to invite them in and ask them to take over. And Sumner County is sitting on an 18-month-old case where there has been nothing at all happening. There are documented tips that they have not even followed up on. They've not ever once contacted people back and asked them for their story, their statement, because they said, I saw something. And Sumner County has yet, 18 months later, to even contact these people and ask them to please go over every detail and tell me what you saw. There was one that was replied to and was told, well, that's not the kind of tip we're looking for. Although it is said there was a vehicle and it was seen something was carried out to it. They saw it with their own eyes happening at that very moment. And that's not the kind of tip they're looking for. A child disappears, but that's not the kind of thing they're looking for. And we have this other side of creators that wants to laugh at Seth and make fun of him and call him all kinds of names and say all these ugly, hateful things because he wants his son to have a chance to be found. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with him wanting to find his child? We have his mother who begged on her birthday just a couple of weeks ago, keep passing out flyers. But yet she and her husband's family are the ones that said no to passing out flyers at the biggest festival that Sumner County has. It was up to them, according to the parks director. He now says he doesn't know the family personally. Yeah, give me a break, buddy. You went to lunch with them that day. You done screwed up. The U.S. Marshals were told no. You're right. They were told no. They're trying to do things by the book. They're trying to take Sumner County as a reputable law enforcement agency. Yep. Texas Plain Jane. Some counties here in Texas now have citizens arrest laws where citizens can make a lawful arrest. So for Seth to say it's a known fact that the last person with the child who vanishes and is no longer seen becomes the number one suspect. Do you recall the lady up, I think it was around Oregon, where she woke up and her little boy had gone away? He had autism and he was young. Yes, she became the number one suspect. And guess what? She's now serving time for his unaliving. See how that works? See how that works? The last person known to be with that child becomes the number one suspect in the United States of America. And yet, Katie, she's just out here living her life, going to Disney with her stepdaughter, enjoying life, buying new pets. You know, it was funny because in the summertime when that little girl came to stay with her father and stepmother for the first time, it was her birthday just prior to that. And she had just gotten at her home where she lives with her mother and her family there. That little girl got a dog that she wanted so bad. Oh, but her daddy didn't want to be outdone, did he? Because when she got there, guess what? She had a new dog. New animals. All over the place. Isn't that something? More dogs. Their house is empty now. Let's fill it up with animals that can't tell anyone what's actually happening in that home so that no CPS cases will be opened, right? Guys, this stream is not about that, but I did want to address that. See, there you go. Look here. Lolly, you need to get in touch with Thomas Brown case in Canada or Canadian Texas. Texas U.S. Marshals, Texas Rangers, FBIs were all told no. The sheriff department quit over it. Tell you what, I think the sheriff's department in Sumner County will be weeded out here pretty soon when things start actually happening. Because they're proving themselves to be incompetent. Every time a tip gets turned in, I've already turned in things to the FBI and said I am no longer sending this to Sumner County nor TBI because I never even know if they received this tip. I get no courtesy. Thank you. This will be looked into. Thank you for your interest in this case. Nothing. No acknowledgement whatsoever. I think I've already looked into your daughter. Yes, Robin, that was horrible. And guys, don't get me wrong. I respect law enforcement. I have friends that are in law enforcement. I have worked beside law enforcement. I had a son that was a local police and went on to be a DPS officer. Guys, I respect law enforcement. I just don't respect law enforcement that, auctions off houses on the side in a real estate scam to pass money around. I don't go for that kind of law enforcement. I don't go for the kind of law enforcement that do not even call someone back and say, tell me your story. What did you see that night? That night that a missing child comes up missing. Not a reply. No questions asked. Never acknowledged. It doesn't make sense. Law enforcement in Sumner County is a huge red flag to me. And leading from there, let's go ahead and finish up our red flags for today. When it comes to Chris and Katie, this is when red flags started shooting all over the place for me. Wasn't so much the words, but you'll see for yourselves. I'm going to play this real quick. This is from a Fox News interview. A national news station that played their story. And I'm playing the one from that Hindsight had because I had a hard time finding the original. So she has it here, done great. All credit goes to Hindsight for this and Fox News.
So this morning, the search for a missing autistic teen gone for more than a month now.
Okay. Pay attention. You see the picture we have here. Pay attention to the pictures that are shown in this interview. And then we'll talk about it at the end.
Growing more frantic. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers has not been seen since he left his Tennessee bedroom barefoot with a flashlight. Joining us now, Sebastian's parents, Katie and Chris Proudfoot. Katie and Chris, thanks so much for joining the program this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. So, Ms. Proudfoot, you put him to bed. You heard some noises in there. You told him to knock it off. You got up the next morning, and you haven't seen him since. Where do you think your son is right now?
Honestly, we don't know where he is. But now we haven't found any substantial evidence to locate where he's been or where he went. That's why we're pleading for help for anyone out there that might know something or see something that could help us find him.
Ms. Proudfoot, was Sebastian a runner? Did he have a history of running away from school or running away from home anytime before?
No, he didn't have a history of running.
Mr. Proudfoot, you're about, I think, 3 hours away, and then you got the call about what happened, and you made your way home. You've agreed to a polygraph. You have been ruled as a suspect. What do you make of some of the criticism of some people online, some critics saying that they think that you're involved?
it's their personal opinion. It's sad that people have resulted to this kind of rhetoric and verbiage and harassment. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's their opinion. But the truth will come out. And then when it does, everybody will finally have their answers.
Miss Prophet, did your son Sebastian have any friends that you think, did he have a cell phone? Had he made any type of contact?
Not that we know of.
Miss Prophet, you did decide to leave the home and you went to go see your husband.
I gotta pause here for just a little bit. Lolo says she does not want to find him because she knows where he is, in my opinion. Lolo, I happen to agree with your opinion 100%, and it is my opinion that you don't look for something you know where it's already at.
Which I said is about 3 hours away. And some people have said that, you know, you have an autistic son who's missing. Why would you leave the home? Can you give us some insight on why?
There are a few reasons. We are posting flyers every direction we can, but at the same time, there were quite a bit of people that were, you know, sending some very threatening and hateful messages to us. They're following us. They're driving past our house all hours of day and night.
Oh, kind of like the people that are doing the same thing to the people searching for your son? That kind of thing? Gotcha.
Disturbing the neighborhood, and the neighborhood is very upset, concerned, and people are worried about their safety at this point. So one of the reasons that I did that is in the hopes that if we left for a couple of days, that it might calm that down and give our neighbors a little bit of reprieve as well.
If you were a mother in chat and you happen to have lost your child, can't find them nowhere, and your neighborhood is getting worked up because of people being around and everything, who's going to leave their home just to make your neighbors a little calm and a little bit of a reprieve? Right, Paige. They claimed this early on before all the coverage started. So yeah, your child is missing. You're not leaving your home. The neighbors can deal with it or they can leave. But on the off chance your child is going to come back home, you're not going to leave just to give your neighbors a little bit of reprieve. That is a huge red flag and the worst excuse I've ever heard.
A quick follow-up, Mr. Proudfoot. His biological father has said that he doesn't believe that he would have been barefoot because of the traumatic experience that he had stepping in a pile of ants. But you think he left barefoot. Why are you so confident that he didn't have any shoes on or anything like that?
Now, remember, he said Mrs. Proudfoot and asked the question here.
Because all of his
shoes have been accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
As far as now, all of our shoes have been accounted for, mine and my wife's at this point. So, I mean, there is no other answer as to what he would have been wearing at this point.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much for joining us on the program. Our number one concern is to get Sebastian home back to y'all. We're going to put the number up for anyone that has any information on if you've seen Sebastian. Call 1-800-TDI. That's the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. TDI find.
Now, I will say this. When I first saw this video, I stopped and looked at Katie and something didn't look quite right. Her face seems to be off. One side seems to be a whole lot more swollen. I don't know. Maybe that's the way she always looks, but I've just not seen it before or since. But thank you to Fox News for even sharing his story and getting it out there. Guys, the story in itself had red flags to it. But I'm going to share with you. Hey, Cecilia. Hello to everybody coming in. Thank y'all for being here with me. For me, with the whole Fox News, the biggest red flag to me, where they were asked to send in pictures. We saw this picture at the beginning. We saw this picture as well. His green tea video, super cute. Oh, thank you, Lolo. My granddaughter was walking around with my camera taking pictures as if she was a professional. And that was one of the ones she got. I was like, oh, okay, I might use that. But notice how young he is in these pictures, how small and delicate and tiny he is. I got the arrow pointing here because that is Sebastian. A lot of people believe the one to his left, or the one to the left of the pitch on the picture, the end, is actually Sebastian. But at no time have I ever seen Sebastian so healthy, I guess, larger type of child. He was always a smaller kid. Even his facial frame is small and delicate when he was young. I mean, it's not hard to tell when you go back and look. When you go back and look, see his face. He's not a hefty child. He's not a large, rounded face child. That was him beside Dr. Seuss. And however, the very last picture that Katie and Chris gave to Fox News to share was this one. A picture of 2 men and 3 kids. But Sebastian was nowhere to be found in the picture. Doesn't make sense to me when you're asked on a national news station to have pictures of your child, and you're going to have all these young pictures of him is really sad enough. But then to have a picture where Sebastian's not even in the picture. Seriously? It's very sad. Very, very sad. And to me, that is the most huge red flag there was on that whole interview. It was uncalled for. It shows you how bad his mother actually wants her child found. Now, guys, today we're going to end it, our red flag interview, with Sebastian's 1-year missing mark and the interview his mother did. It's all a red flag to me. It just makes me sad for Sebastian because he deserves so much more. All right, here we go. Now, this is from Fox Nashville station, and this is at the 1-year mark of him going missing. And like I said, all these links are in the description of this video if you would like to go back at any time and look at them.
The last time I saw my son was when he went to bed. Tonight marks 1 year since Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his home near Beach High School in Sumner County. He's 16 now, but there are still no confirmed sightings or leads in the case.
I loved how this man said he is 16 now. Love how that was worded. At least the news anchor man can get that part. Not so much his mother, though.
17 News' Kelly Avellino sat down with Roger's mother, Katie Proudfoot, and the search for her son and the ongoing public scrutiny surrounding this investigation.
Green tea. A voice and an exuberant smile.
Exuberant smile. There's no other way to put it. That smile just lights up a room. He's precious.
That have been missing for a year that Sebastian Rogers has gone without his favorite things.
Cats are the number one. He loves animals, almost all animals.
Animals.
Okay, don't forget now, cats are his number one. But he had to get rid of those because Mr. Chris wouldn't go get an allergy pill. Yes, Texas Plain Jane, that was her. But for Chris to move in with Katie and Sebastian, he had to get rid of all of his cats. The animal he loved the most. Mr. Chris could have got an allergy pill to take, but no, wasn't going to do that. There was the ultimatum: the cats or Chris. End of story. We all know she chose Chris once again.
Games, books, and any chance in the pool.
He loves water. He swims.
Oh, let's go back just a tad, because I want you to see where he is in the water here.
Chance in the pool.
And I'm going to close off the closed caption so everybody can see this photo. In the pool. He's in the pool, loves to swim, swims like a fish. And if you notice right here, even in that crystal clear water, the swimming pool. Way to go, Ian, you. Good job. But even though in a swimming pool, Sebastian had on shoes, and yet we're supposed to believe he ran out of his home without his shoes, ran past the door that had 3 pairs of his shoes, and he didn't even pick up 1 pair at all. He just left. We're supposed to believe that. Let's get these closed captions back on, and here we go.
He loves water. He swims like a fish.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th. He would have.
What was that, KK? Let's hear it again, sister. Tell us about December 7th.
Missed his birthday.
December 7th. He would have. He turned 16. And
the biggest red flag of all. There is not a red flag big enough for his mother to say December 7th he would have. I'm telling you, folks, it's those words right there that she spoke out of her very own mouth that I can't get past. And it breaks my heart to say that he possibly very much could not be with us anymore. Her words, folks, her words, his mother's words, the woman who was locked in the home where he no longer was. The woman who holds the key to his whole entire story of where he is now. What happened to him that night? How did he leave that home? It is so sad. Yes, her face tells so much. It does. You can only drink away so much, but those memories will stay there forever. But to say December 7th he would have, you can't make it any more than that. And then she looks up to heaven when she says he turned 16. You see, folks, my son died February 10th, 2020. April 7th of 2020, he would have been 28. He would have turned 28. But my child will forever be 27. Those are the words I use because my son is no longer with me. Because I know my son was not alive. And Sebastian's mother uses those same exact words, and it breaks my heart. I hate listening to this interview because of those 3 words. He would have. How would she know he would have? How would she know that he didn't just turn 16? Tina girl, you know, my son was all fascinated with all those part of the 27 Club. Those were his idols. He loved those singers. He loved those artists that all died at the age of 27. Janis Joplin, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix. He loved all of them. He could play just like Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. He could play behind his back. He could play upside down on the guitar, right-handed, left-handed. He learned it all. He could play exactly like them. And yes, Tina girl, my son became part of the 27 Club. Lolo, welcome. And thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the South, sweetie.
Welcome. Welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. So can I get a break and get down? Welcome to the South.
Just started playing on its own. I was on a whole different screen. But yeah, thanks. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Tina. It's okay. That was the very first thing I thought of when I got the news, and I sat down and I took a deep breath and I looked at my daughter and I told her, I said, he'll forever be part of the 27 Club. A lot of people don't know about that club, and a lot of people don't realize or think about it, but it was big for him because those were some of the artists that he loved their music. So it is very therapeutic for me too. So yeah. Oh, Lolo, thank you. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Thank y'all. So just talking about my son, there's days where it hurts. And I have to look at his mother who says the words he would have and just carries on. How do you do that as a mother? How do you do that? What does she know? What is it that happened in that home that night where Seth had nothing to do with setting her up? Why is she not the number one suspect? Her lawyer, by the way, was sitting beside her as she did this interview. I wonder if his heart jumped a beat when she said those 3 words. Oh, yeah, Leonard Skinnard. I had Skinnard babies, I called them. They all love Leonard Skinnard. It was pre-planned, I believe. Yes, her very next sentence was very forced, sugar beets. I agree. He would have. Only a mother who knows her child will not have another birthday and he will forever be that age says those 3 words. And that is the reason I look hard at her. She knows. I'm going to, TJ. I will, I promise. Let's listen some more.
And he should be home for that.
But Sebastian, who has autism, hasn't been home since February of last year. After dinner at the Texas Roadhouse on the 25th, Katie says she and her son went home.
Did anything happen the night he went missing that was like cause him to run away? Was he punished in any way? An argument? Just a normal night?
It was a normal night. It was a calm night.
That turned tumultuous by the next morning.
It was when I went in his room and he wasn't there. He wasn't in his.
Looked up to the sky once again. That's where I look when I think of my son. And when I talk to my son, I look up just like Katie's doing.
Bed.
Katie says she frantically searched the house and drove around the neighborhood at 6:30 a.m. until she and Sebastian's stepfather, who says he was away for work at the time, called police.
We need you to search your properties every day.
But an Amber Alert and an extensive week-long search didn't yield one significant lead or even a glimpse of the boy on any doorbell cam video. Days later, investigators combed through a landfill 2 hours.
Yeah, TJ said, frantically looked around the house for 1 minute, then drove for 30 seconds with the windows up. That's how she looks for her missing child. I'm telling you, folks, you don't look for something you know where he's at.
Hours away, still saying they had found nothing.
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out?
We're not ruling anything out.
For the next year, any activity involving Sebastian's case would fuel droves of online followers and even a restraining order against one YouTuber.
There were quite a bit of people that were, sending some very threatening and hateful messages to us.
What would you say to those people?
Just stop.
Fox 17 News.
How about we tell you to stop, KK? How about if we tell you, just stop? Just stop. Do the right thing. Do something right and respectful for your son. Do what's right. Tell what you know.
Sent the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the lead agency in the investigation, a list of questions in anticipation of this story, including asking if there are any new leads, what kind of evidence detectives have vetted, and if investigators still believe there is no indication of foul play. Sheriff Eric Craddock responded in an email.
Now, you saw that huge email that they just sent to ask all these things. And his reply I completely understand where you're coming from, but the only statement we have at this time is this is an active and ongoing investigation. We continue to work with our state and federal partners. Of course, they work with them by telling them, no, we don't need your help, but we will continue to seek a resolution in this case. 1 year, this child had been missing. All these questions linger out there. They're asking them for clarification on things, and this one little 2.5 line sentence is all that they get back.
Saying this is an active and ongoing investigation. We continue to work with our state and federal partners. We will continue to seek a resolution in this case.
What do you believe happened to Sebastian?
A deep breath, a close of the eyes, recalling that night, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe just before that. What does she know?
Unfortunately, over the last year, I have thought every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately, I don't know.
But Katie and a private investigator she retained believe.
Let's not forget about the ultimate video that just comes to light a year later. The one that was debunked a long time ago. Let's not forget SF investigates, doing what he does best.
This piece of surveillance video taken the night that Sebastian went missing could be a lead in the case.
1217, a couple 100 yards away, there's a figure.
The Sumner County Sheriff said the video has no relevance to the case, but the Proudfoots aren't dismissing it until the identity of the person is confirmed by investigators.
By investigators. They're not going to dismiss it until it's been confirmed by investigators. Investigators just told you that they dismissed that it was not relevant to Sebastian's case. But, the Proudfoots aren't going to dismiss it. Now, mind you, they could get in their car, drive around the corner, and talk to the person themselves. But they didn't. The easiest thing that they could do is find out about the person walking that night. And they made no effort in their own neighborhood to go and check it out.
Unfortunately, any possible break in Sebastian's case has gone nowhere.
No child goes poof. He's somewhere.
Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, has also endured a year without his son.
Sebastian, son.
Seth brought in a team offering their own reward of $347,000. That's on top of the FBI's $50,000 reward.
To stop looking is to give up hope.
Hope that's still evident among volunteer searchers.
I'm not going to stop.
Missing signs and ribbons in Sebastian's favorite color.
And God, right now we're seeking you to reveal the truth to us.
Katie's.
Oh, don't forget, while they were saying that prayer, Katie and Chris were at the Harley shop looking at Harleys. That's how much they want their son home.
Says detectives searching for that truth left no question unasked.
Lie detectors.
Yes.
For yourself
and my husband.
Which Katie said.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Sorry, guys. I'm sick of the lie detector test. No one has confirmed anything about the lie detector test. None of them. The only confirmation we have is that Seth took one and he was cleared by a top high known polygrapher. Oh, but from the other side, you know, Nancy Grace is just, you know, a keyboard warrior. It wasn't like she was in courtrooms as a defendant lawyer for multiple years. Just, you know, forget that. She's just on TV. Entertainment, they said. Well, I would take her polygrapher any day if he could clear Katie and Chris as well.
As they passed, we don't know what investigators say about the test, but Katie says they have searched her home
thoroughly, many times. Cadavers, searchers.
What do police tell you?
They've searched Katie and Chris's house many times, mind you, many times. They keep going back and searching multiple times. Let's make it very clear to those who don't like Seth, but the fact is his house was only searched one time.
At this point, what do they think?
Unfortunately, that they have zero evidence.
Zero trace of the boy with a smile that's imprinted on countless hearts, especially, Katie says, on her own.
I would just like to
A broken heart cross. A broken heart with a cross. There's a meaning behind that. And of course, you know, they say it's just what she wanted.
tell my son that I love him and to know that we are never going to stop searching.
So a lost smile can be found.
Anyone who believes they may have seen Sebastian Rogers should immediately call 1-800-TBI-FIND or the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. There is a vigil for Sebastian this Saturday, March 1st at 2 p.m. at the Celebration of Life Church in Hendersonville. And we will certainly continue to update you on any information we learn in his case. I'm Kelly Avellino.
All right. Thanks for that. And that interview that they did, it was very, very telling in my opinion. It will, me and you. It will break him. And I'm going to say this, and I don't want to sound rude and crude when I do, but at least he will know. At least he will know. I'm telling you, not knowing where your child is has got to be the most excruciating pain a parent could ever feel. And that doesn't stop and just go away. It's hard enough knowing your child is buried. It's hard enough knowing that you can go to the cemetery and be where your child's body was last put. But I'm telling you, if I didn't know, it would break me completely. But at the same time, it would be the driving force behind me doing everything possible. And that's another red flag I have with the mother and the stepfather, because they're not doing it. They're not doing anything to find Sebastian. They have from day one, completely told a story as if the child ran away. It was their reason of deduction. The mother was there in the home with him. She says herself. She tells us herself that she was there in that home with him. And the very first interview they do 8 days later, the timeline is never set because it got messed up instantly. If you have not seen the short that I did, I'm going to share this with you real quick. This.
And gone.
He didn't. You were out of town at work, so you were not even home.
Correct, ma'am.
And Mom, you fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock, but you said that Sebastian went to bed at 9 p.m. And then you got up off the couch and you went to bed, and you said that was around midnight. And nothing was unusual at that point. Everything seemed okay.
There's actually a piece of, so to make something very crystal clear, so that way there's transparency across the board. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening. We stayed on the phone for quite some time. The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included. We stayed on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch. I had said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up, go to bed. Now, mind you, that was right around midnight, just before midnight or right around midnight.
All right, let's stop this here. It's just a little short that I did because Mom told us she fell asleep on the couch around 10, got up around midnight to go to bed. Dad tells us he talked on the phone to Mom quite lengthy, and Mom started to fall asleep on the couch. He told her to get up and go put the dogs away in their cage and turn off the lights and lock the doors, all the things, and go to bed. Who did he talk to? Who did he talk to for 2 hours? Because Mom said she was asleep at 10. But Chris talked to her till almost midnight when she started to fall asleep. So there has never been a set timeline to go by, not even from their very, very first interview. Sebastian deserves so much better than what he's getting. Sebastian should not have this many red flags in just the very few interviews that we have listened to his mother and his stepfather speak in. Exactly, Rachel. Yeah, she heard the thud around 10, but she was asleep at 10. Just make it make sense, folks, because none of it does. Sebastian deserves the truth. The truth will lead us to where this child is, what happened to him that night. He deserves his story and his truth to be told. And we will continue as long as we have to continue to call out Sebastian's truth. And I'm going to show this, as I always do, so that everybody can know Myself, along with moderators, subscribers, and anyone in chat express their opinions. On this channel, we present speculation, possibilities, and show things found for everyone to decide for themselves what opinion they have. We're here for helpful purposes only. We're not here for drama, hate, or anything negative. Please respect all opinions. My content is not to be used in a negative way at any time. With that being said, we all have our own opinions. We had Carl come on and he had a red flag when it came to Seth and the words he used about the last person being with that child. If it was him, he said, why would he say those words? The words Seth said were, if I were the last person to see Sebastian that day, he would still be alive. We wouldn't be here looking for him. He would be safe. That's what he said. The last person known to be with a child is the number one suspect. That is pretty much a given until that person is completely 100% ruled out, except in Sumner County, and you're married into a family that controls things. And that is my opinion. But I don't think what Seth said threw up any red flags. Not in my eyes. In my ears. None of it at all sparked a red flag to me, because Katie was the last person that was with Sebastian. Unlike what the creator wanted to add on there, how her belief is that Seth set her up that night. How did Seth know that his child was going missing that night? He was in a lockdown facility. Seth has told the same story over and over and over. His story hadn't changed, unlike the Proudfoots. Unlike the woman who was last with him in the home with him, but yet was the only one there that morning. Her story has changed. And we have to call it out for what it is and not make something into it that it's not. I don't put words into Katie and Chris's mouth. They say the words themselves. I don't put words into Seth's mouth. He says these words himself. And he said, if I was the last person with him that night, we wouldn't be here, because he would be safe. He would be with me. We wouldn't have to be looking for him. That was not sus to me. I didn't hear that as a strange thing for a father to say. We can go on and on and on about the parents who were who the last person was that was with that person. Let's look at Maddie Soto. Little Madison Soto, teenage girl. The man who was her mother's boyfriend that had doing things to her. He was the last person with her. He is now in jail because he took and dispersed of her body in a field. It's absolutely sad. Robin, on the very first interview she said she fell asleep on the couch at 10. She woke up and went to bed at midnight. Chris corrects everything that she had just said, and he comes back with the fact that they were actually talking on the phone for lengthy time, and it was around midnight when she started dozing off. That's when he told her to go put the puppies up and go to bed. Her story changes, and of course there's times where she was asleep at 11, times where she sleep at 10, times that she talked on the phone all the way till midnight, and another time she was studying. The truth never changes, folks. You never have to change your story. You never have to adjust your story when you tell the truth. Yes. Yes, 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 Rachel. Chris mocks the sheriffs per his picture. Nice silver sedan there. Mm-hmm. Yep, we showed that. We brought that out. Nice, cute little silver sedan right there beside him in that picture. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you sit up and take notes. But yet the last person that was seen with Sebastian, the last person who says she was with her child that night, she's the only person that woke up in that house that morning, per her, and says he had ran away. Ran away. Ran out that door. Ran away. All we ask for is that Sebastian is found. People that know start to speak up. I've said it 100 times over and over and over. Call it in anonymous if you need to. Just lead someone to where Sebastian is. Let him be found. If they have him locked up in a facility somewhere where he is supposedly safe, think again, folks, because those facilities are not safe for even an animal. He needs to be found, no matter where he is. Join me tomorrow if y'all would, because we're going to do our fair deal. Anyways, we're going to do everything fairly. We'll put it that way. And tomorrow we're going to listen to some interviews with Sebastian's father. And we will cover that, go over some interviews that he has done, some lives that he has done himself, and see what red flags we see in his story. I see Katie and Christopher as those who are responsible for whatever happened with Sebastian that night, wherever and however he left that home. I do not believe they unalived him. If he is no longer alive, I believe it was done at the hands of others. I do not believe Katie and Chris did it. That is my opinion. But I do not, to this day, 18 months later, have anything to blame Seth for when it comes to this child's disappearance. I'm telling you, folks, it's not my opinion as to what kind of husband he was to Katie all those years ago. That had nothing to do with the day he disappeared. But we're going to still look into it. We're going to show it, and we're going to be above board with all of it. This is all about Sebastian. Let's keep it about Sebastian. Unlike other channels that have such hatred in their heart for Seth, that the creator felt the need to specifically say the words, it's her belief that Seth set Katie up that night by being alone in the house with her own child. Make that one make sense. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Guys, I thank you all for being here with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you to those who have donated. It is so greatly appreciated. Thank you for all your thoughts and your opinions you've put in, your comments that have been made. It speaks volumes where your heart is, and it's all for Sebastian, and that's what I love. And at the end of the day, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is missing. And our number one question will always remain, where is Sebastian? Thank you to everybody. Just know how much you're loved and appreciated, because it takes all of us to call it out for what it really is. There's a missing child and he needs to be found. So until tomorrow.